Welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still Sharon. Why is that funny?
Thank you. It just is. It just is. So,
Ooh.
thank you all for returning for another week of Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. If you're new, this is your first time, welcome to our channel. Please like and subscribe at the end of this video if you like what you hear, and don't forget to go watch our other videos. So welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Before we get into today's topic, oh no, it's shout out time, right?
Shout out.
So today's shout out go to our niece Ebony, who is currently in Georgia doing her thing. Thank you, boo boo, and thank you for watching our channel in between the studies. We appreciate you.
You go, girl.
Go, girl.
We're happy for you. We're proud of you, and you know we love you.
Absolutely. Next shout out goes to Nola Morning Coffee Shake.
Wow.
So I'm assuming you are in New Orleans.
Maybe.
Look out for my child, boo. No, anyway, thank you. Thank you for watching our channel and subscribing to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. And last but not least is Coffee Conversations. Thank you for being a subscriber to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. Mm-hmm. We appreciate each and every one of you all. And again, happy Black History Month. So... yeah, it's almost over.
I know, but it's been good. It's been
exactly.
Good, and it continues to. So,
well, the month's over, but y'all already know Black History Month is 365 days. So
absolutely,
they give us 28 days to shine, but that's okay because we're gonna shine for 365 days.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Absolutely. So today's topic, and we want to credit it to a couple of our viewers who asked us to talk a little bit about this. Thank you for all of your comments that you all send and all of your suggestions, because believe it or not, we read them and we take them into effect. So
right, and if we haven't gotten to yours yet, maybe we just haven't gotten to a topic that we can roll it into and make it all fit. Because believe it or not, though we do not rehearse, but we do actually think about what we're going to say before we get on the camera.
Yeah, well, once the topic comes, then you kind of go in your head as to where you're going to go with that.
Absolutely.
But today we're going to talk about effective communications in the relationship.
Yep.
So
that's how you talking and dealing with your partner.
Yes, and what's appropriate and what's not. So we just want to
you say there. Appropriate. That's an interesting word. Appropriate and what's not, and I say fair.
Well, actually, that's what the subscriber said.
Yeah,
she
what's
said,
appropriate?
Talk about what's appropriate and what's not appropriate to say in a relationship.
Well, but we will say this, and before even jumping into it, what you find appropriate, it may be very different what the next 19 couples find appropriate.
Absolutely.
So the fact is, with the communications, you two have to define what's going to be appropriate and fair, and between the two of you.
And you got to know your partner too. Know what your partner is going to accept when you're speaking to them, and what type of communication, and know their love language. And we talked about that several times on different segments, because that's a form of communication as well. So you just have to know your partner and know what they're going to be okay with. And every partner is different.
Absolutely. Everybody's different, and things do change. Mm-hmm. So without much more than that, let's just jump into it. Okay. So today we're talking about effective communication with your partner, not with the people at work, not with your children, your mother-in-law, your ex-cousin, and your ex wife and partner. No, just with your partner. What works for you and her. And to our wonderful family out there in lesbian land, listen up to this one, sweetie, because this is about us and beyond. Right. We've discussed in one of our videos about the two most sensitive things in couples' lives is usually money and the management of it, and children and the discipline of, and the management of them as well. And if you have no children, well, then it's going to be something else.
Right.
Exactly. So no matter what it is between the two of you, communication is the key for making whatever's going on better. Absolutely. Because it's all about understanding one another and caring enough to understand your partner. She's not wrong, you not right all the time.
Right.
And not all the time.
And even with Sharyn and I, a lot of people think because Sharyn is older, she's right all the time or she knows more. And it's not even that. Just because you're an older partner, it doesn't mean that the person you're with, because they're younger, don't know.
No, right. And then depending on what the subject, and as we do say our little saying, because we have so many of them, what we say to get out of that, old don't mean wise, young don't mean dumb.
Absolutely.
Okay, not that I'm not saying dumb as in dumb, but you understand what I'm saying. There's people who they're going to leave the planet at 90, 110, and they still limited. Because you learn what you learn, and then some of us have to come back again to learn what we need to know to live this life successfully. Right. So we ain't cracking on anybody, and it ain't about an age thing. And you'll have to excuse me this week because I'm on a lifestyle change, and I have to lose 30 pounds. So if I seem a little jittery today, it's because I need food. I need food, so I need to say that. So,
and I'm not the one starving her, so don't even think it's me.
You're not starving me.
That's her conversation with her doctor. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm just saying. So if y'all start to see me faint or fall or stutter,
she's so dramatic.
I need food. So.
And I'm just helping her on her journey, so I'm not starving her, but I am there to back up. Boo, I got you.
Oh, yeah, but anyway. Okay. But I just had to put that, because we've been much more than personal with one another. But yeah, I do have to, if I want to keep living on this planet, I need to take off a little bit this way, but I'm blaming it all on COVID. Okay.
Everybody blaming it on COVID.
Right. I mean, if I gain 20 pounds, Rosa gained 3. So... 30. Not keeping track. So anyhow, okay, let's talk about that communication, and it's so very, very real. So what is communication, and what breaks down? It's just talking to, sharing ideas, concerns, and it's usually it's the way we connect with one another verbally. How about that? The way we connect with one another verbally. It differs from person to person, and communication is simply broken down to 3 parts. You have to have a sender, a receiver, and somewhere in between, there's a message. Mm-hmm. You got to have those 3 parts. If not, communication is not taking place. Right. I mean, you can talk all you want.
But you have to also listen.
Yeah. Oh, that goes on to it too. Right. Yeah. But I'm talking. I'm just going from the top on down. Mm-hmm. Those are the 3 basic parts. Okay. All right. So, and yes, you do need to, and the difference between listening and hearing. Mm-hmm. What is that? Hearing is something you do with your ears. Yes, I heard you. Listening is what you do. Is when your ears and your mind are engaged. Meaning there's some thinking, there's some, as you absorb what someone's trying to communicate with you, you're actually thinking about it, hearing them, and trying to understand them at the same time. And along those lines, I would say, let me be very careful with this, what you say is just about as important as how you say it. Once again, for the people in the cheap seats, what you say is just as important as how you say it. They say
that's where we come. At fault. Because my wife always thinks I say stuff, to hurt her feelings, and I don't.
Hold on. Yeah, if you saw the previous video, we talked a little bit about our astrology. She is an Aries. Mm-hmm. I am not. Right. I am a Gemini. Enough said. Because, Aries come up, they fire. And they're ruled by Mercury.
And I try not to be rude sounding, but sometimes it's like there's no easy way to say stuff. I'm not saying I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I'm like, look, no, it's not happening. Well, it's just the way you said it. But you got the message.
Okay, let's stay on point to the what
That's
in the how.
That's part of communication.
Yeah, it's communication. It's okay. So okay, there's got to be some rules too, because how you communicate with your partner is different than how you communicate with your child, right? Your neighbor, your boss, your family members. So this language that Rosa and I have, there surely, as we have communicated with each other pretty successfully, and sometimes not so much. Again, I'm dealing with an Aries, and I'm not putting it all on her sign, but like I said, this is fire. I wake up with it. So I'm ready to be diplomatic, and let's talk about it. Let's find the time. The communication is about what you want to say, how you want to say it, Let's talk about the timing. Let's talk about. Let me ask you this, you guys out here. Do you set aside time to communicate, especially about some big ticket items?
Right.
You know what I mean? Some big ones. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate the hug because I'm hungry. I'm hungry and she rubbing me.
I can hear your stomach. No, just kidding.
No, I'm drinking lots of water. You're not helping. You're not helping.
I know, just kidding.
You love me. Give me a rib sandwich. Thanks for the hug, but I need a rib sandwich right about now. And my own potato salad. But anyway, okay, I'm acting silly this morning. Again, it's the food.
Right.
Let's say this, with the communication, some ground rules need to be set.
Right.
It's important that you are clear. Make sure that if you're going to talk with one another and define meaningful conversation with one another, more or less about important things. It's the timing. Be clear, be honest, be present. When I say be present, meaning don't be there on your phone and playing a game with somebody as you trying to listen to what I find so important on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Be present, be respectful. Be honest.
Right.
Did I say honest already?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Be honest and be. It's just if you're gonna lie about it, let's not even talk about it. You know what I mean? Whatever the issue may be. So yes, we did communicate, but 50% of what I said was a lie. Now, is that effective or not?
Exactly.
So and I'm not criticizing anybody, but I have observed a lot of things.
Well, sometimes I think too, with couples, when we are discussing important issues in the relationship or just casual conversation, you want that person to listen to you. You should be able to listen to them too. So that goes both ways, because sometimes we find it hard we might have one skill. I may be great at listening, but I may not be great as hearing or giving feedback or whatever the case may be. So you have to know where your strength lies and be able to work with that, and you work with that amongst each other.
Now, though you may find some humor in this, there's an age difference here. I am 17 years to the right of her. I'm older, and that's cool. But there's some vocabulary that I may feel more comfortable with than she does. So here it is. Though I say something with love, it's delivered with love. Rosa, when she comes back at me, when I know that she's not happy about something, she says these two words: "That's jacked." So I don't know how to respond to "that's jacked." So I know what it means now.
I said that's jacked up.
Okay, that's what she says. That's jacked up. So, but there's understanding in that now. I didn't used to say it, but
the
now
only
I get
time you can hear it is we heard it on a show. Somebody said it on a show or something. We were watching a movie and she goes, "Did she just say that's jacked up?" I'm like, yeah, just because you don't say it don't mean other people don't say it. But I get it, and I understand, the lingo is a little different in the different decades that have gone on. And sometimes you catch it and sometimes you don't.
Right. Or just need more
people
clarity.
People are saying, say less now. And I'm like, what? Say less? What does that mean? So, I'm there too when it comes to, conversing with my daughter. But when you're in a relationship, when you are talking, it's just very, very important to listen to each other and don't try to be long-winded and try to say everything that you need to say. Say your point, let the other person speak and say their point, and then you say another point, because you can speak for 30 minutes and want them to listen, and then by the time that's over, you want to be over.
Right.
You want the argument to be over.
Right. When, what about my turn?
Exactly.
Do I have any say in this? And as we go on, it is important, I feel, to set up some ground rules. Even if we're having some, I call it spirited dialogue, which is right next door to I'm raising hell today. So I'm having spirited dialogue with Rosa. One of my pet peeves, we're just saying, the ground rules. I don't like anyone to use abusive language to me, especially if we're chatting and we're talking, we're trying to get to some deep tissue issues. Oh, you're not going to call me out of my name. Because now the communication has now been tilted and it's already gone in the wrong direction. And so it bothers me, but it might not bother the next person as much. Oh, I heard what you called me, but it ain't gonna stop nothing because I'm still going in, and that ain't gonna stop the average Aries. Okay. So like I said, be respectful, be mindful, be careful. Careful and mindful of the words we use, because thoughts are things and words are very, very powerful. And once you release them, you can't take it back. You can say I'm sorry all day long, but they cannot unhear what you just said.
And some people take stuff for years you all probably have been in an argument with your partner, and they brought up something that you said 3 years ago. And
3
you're like,
or 4.
And you're still thinking about that because it resonated so hard with them that it stuck. And that's why you have to be careful with some of the things that you say, because like Sharyn said, once you release it, you can't even take it back, even if you didn't mean to say it.
Yeah.
So definitely
and somebody may still, like you say, you may still be brewing on it. And what they say, as Maya, giving all respect to Maya, when she said no matter what a person does, you may forget their name, you may forget what they said, but you will always remember how they made you feel. And when Rosa goes too far, and I'm like, hey, hey, back up, slow down. Repeat that, like, to the people in the cheap seats. And if you said something that I find foul or disrespectful or rude or nasty, and I say, oh, you being nasty now, and I mean, not that she does go there, but we all got another side.
Yes.
And I
have been there.
Yeah.
And so have Sharyn.
Yeah.
And we've,
and so one of the things I do, in our communications, especially if it's getting a little tight, or we both getting a little emotional about the same subject, and she getting ready to say something because I know that pose and that area's getting ready to get up and out and all in your stuff, and I said, whoa, whatever you getting ready to say, if I can live the rest of my life without hearing it, please do not say it to me this morning. And I mean that. I'm not being dramatic, though I am.
She does say that, but in my mind, it's like, if I want to tell you something, then that means I need for you to hear it. Whether you think you don't need to hear it for the rest of your life, I need for you to hear it.
But what did I just communicate with her? I'm telling you, we're getting ready. We just left green and we're going toward red, and it ain't orange, honey. It's red. Do not go there. Right. Please don't go further. I'm a little bit more sensitive about these things today than you are, perhaps, and that's okay, because remember, I go back to the timing. There's times when it's a good time for me to raise hell about stuff that I don't like the way things are going right now, but does she need to hear it as she's going on her way to work? And she like giving me that look like, boo, I'll talk to you this evening, but I'm ready. It's 5:15 in the morning. I've been rehearsing.
I'm like, we'll talk about this when I get home, because I don't even have time. I'm getting ready to walk into a war zone, and I don't want to be leaving one.
Yeah. So be careful, be mindful of that. A good time for you may not necessarily be a good time for her. There's times when she accuses me of always thinking about the finances. Somebody got to. So I'm like, we just happen to both be woke at 4:15 a.m. and I'm just like, I got a couple of questions about 2 bills that's on my American Express card, or hers, right? I want to talk about it at 4:15. And Rose is looking like, what? Well, I'm bright and bubbly. But so all I can say is pick your timing and make sure it's good for you and her too. Because
for real.
We could have really discussed it in two or 3 minutes, but at 5:15 in the morning, 4:15, really, Sharyn? Really, right now? You want to talk about this now?
Right.
Or the, I don't like what you said when we were out with our friends the other night. I think that was a little disrespectful. When we were where? We go a lot of places.
Right.
We're around a lot of people. So, I mean, not to beat it into the ground, but communication is key. And so I'm going to stop right now for a moment, exhale for 2 seconds, and ask you out there, my friends, my people in lesbian land and beyond, do you think you are a good communicator? And especially, are you a good communicator when it comes to you and your partner? And if you don't have a partner or a significant other, to whomever you're close to in your life. It could be your parents. It could be your twin. It could be the girl who delivers Amway. I don't know, but someone that matters to in your life. Do you think you are a good communicator? And as you roll back some of those tapes, sometimes yes, and maybe sometimes not so much.
Probably.
Other than for me, other than someone using abusive language toward me, which is one of my pet peeves, another thing. But my other thing is don't be loud and don't be rude. No, I'm serious, because you will not embarrass me, because when you it's almost like when somebody maybe shoots you with a little pea shooter and you come back with a cannon. Pow pow, like, oh no, we're not doing the pow pow thing today. We're just not, because it's not a competition. I'm not out to win anything. I merely want you to hear me and hear what matters to me today. And can you do it respectfully? Can you do it openly? Can you be doing fair? I remember, I think we had a conversation about a young lady who Rosa thought was attracted to me or something. We were talking in that vein, whatever. And, my getaway statement always is, Rosa, nobody wants me but you. And she about tired of hearing that happy shit, because she's like, no, Sharyn, I think the girl kind of likes you. And I'm friendly to everybody. Again, remember, I'm the Gemini. The world is my friend. I like people. I enjoy being around people. I love and prefer the company of women. If we got 25 women here for a party, you know what I'm looking for? The other 10. Where's the other 10? Because it's supposed to be 35. Believe me, I would never intentionally do something to disrespect my relationship. And I don't need Rosa to say, hey, pump the brakes. All I'm saying is, I know what it looks like, but it's not what you're thinking. That's one. And since we've been together, you know how women are. Nobody wants you until you got somebody else. Y'all know how the game go, right? If you're looking for a woman, come in the door with one. And thus when the women start biting, right?
Yep.
So, right? When you was Lonely Lucy, nobody called you. No one gave a shit about your birthday. But now that you got a woman, everybody like, hey, Sharyn.
She a mess.
No, it's true. Y'all know how the game is played, So even with we had one friend who, I'm a friendly person, and I used to be a hugger before COVID and all that. But when somebody hugs you, what do? You hug them back. But sometimes people be like, they be hugging you and rubbing you at the same time. It's almost like 2 inches away from foreplay. So I'm like, if I hug you, this is my thing. 3, 2, 1, and release. Because I don't want nobody saying, I saw Sharyn hugging up on some other woman. No, you didn't. I was trying to unhug. As a matter of fact, just being respectful. But again, today, staying on point, we're talking about communications. What are your ground rules when you do have that communication with your partner? Because, we be talking about some serious things. We're talking about finances, the children. We're talking about, are we going to relocate? Are you going, we have a long distance relationship. Are you driving toward me? Am I driving toward you? Mm-hmm. What are we going to do for Mother's Day? Your mother's sick again. Do we really have to drive all the way to Virginia? Yes, we do. That's my mama, that kind of thing. So it's the communication around that. That's how you guys are going to navigate your whole relationship. Yeah. I think one thing that I didn't mention is, and it's so very important, that there's got to be some things that you just won't say. There's got to be some, if there's some gotchas, like, please don't go there. If maybe y'all had a bad moment, and we had a bad moment, I'm going to say it was about 2.5 years ago, and Rosa was going through something, and we were not having a good 3-month period. And I was more than concerned. I was scared. I was scared that she wasn't understanding me as well as I thought she should have been understanding me, and I surely wasn't understanding her as much as I needed to understand. So, I got some women in my life, older or my age, or just have different experiences with children and other things, because I've done a lot of things. But I've never been married before, and I surely haven't had, children to raise other than my goddaughter. Years ago, but I'm just saying I was out of my waters. and I know that. And I needed some of them had to kind of talk me down about a couple of things. So with the communication with my partner, I wanted to make sure that we were following our own rules. You know, are we being honest? Are we being open? And what I felt, what I had discovered was that Rosa was holding some things in. So what I was seeing was clouded by what I was thinking as opposed to what was really there, if that makes sense. Because often we do. We see what we're thinking. And that's not what she was saying. And like I said, I think if we had a bad moment, it was that 3-month period. And we had discussed, we had talked about, how about this? I stay south and you are free to go north.
That part.
And pow pow. Pow pow, right. Rosa. Okay, so that because we were getting ready to get there, and it wasn't like look, I wasn't giving her no tea for the fever, and she wasn't giving me none either. The communication was it was fiery, it was honest. I think it was open, and as I was on the receiving end, I thought it was hurtful because I was for the first time thinking about entertaining the possibility that our relationship was not going to be forever. And we'll tell you how we got through it and all that. But it was a little rough. But the communication has definitely improved. We are not experts. I don't play a doctor on TV. I don't have PhD, EDD. Come see about
Although
me.
She wants to play a doctor on TV.
You do what you do. We all contribute. So. Yeah, I'm pretty perky for a person who hasn't eaten in 18 hours. Yes, I'm counting. No, I'm not fasting. I'm just being dramatic. So,
for real.
So in any event, so I'm saying we're not. I hope we're preaching to the choir, but if it's real for us, it's real for you too. Mm-hmm. And one thing we do get high marks on is keeping it real. Like I said, we don't rehearse. We ain't making up stuff. We're just telling you. We're just giving you a little insight into our relationship, which mirrors yours, I'm sure, in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
Right? Am I missing anything, sweetie?
No.
Because we I think.
Did we touch on
what?
I think we did do that at the beginning, like what's appropriate in a relationship. So yeah, I guess we touched on
that was your word, appropriate, and I was just like, but you do, like I say, with the communication, I think it's important, whether it's you or her or the both of you, please, so that we have agreement, to do set the ground rules, do set the timing, if you will, because like I said, if you want to raise hell about the American Express bill, don't do it when she's on her way out the door, or with clients. Or, in a meeting, you know what I mean? Call me when you get back to the click, you know what I mean? I want to know what's this $5.58 on my bill, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Timing is very, very important.
And know your partner. That's all I'm saying. I mean, when it comes to what to say and what not to say, what will...
The triggers.
Will throw them over the edge versus, you saying it in a calm, another different way, So... You got to know the person and know that sometimes your communication may come in different forms. Like, I know one of the subscribers said something to the fact, whereas when you joke, what'd she say? Sometimes when you joke, sometimes that is like kind of hidden.
Right. Yeah, they joking, words. But like they saying it as a joke, but they really ain't playing because there's some hidden meaning there. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm just kidding. No, you're not.
Right,
no, you kidding.
And that too, because we went through a lot of that too. And I'll say something, and I'm like, I'm just kidding with you, because I can see on Sharon's face the expression, like, okay, maybe that wasn't really a joke. So now I know. I take, like, okay, got it. Right. Put it in the back of my head that's not, what I need to say in the future. So you kind of know your partner, and if you can joke and say something, or what joke is appropriate
about this,
not.
But not about that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think with us, we joke a lot. First of all, I'm married to a retired comedian, sort of.
Comedians never retire?
Well, she's kind of.
Give me a stage. Turn on the lights. I'm really silly today. Excuse me.
I get it 5 times, whereas Sharon thinks she's like the funniest thing ever, and she's the only one sitting here laughing at her jokes.
I don't always say funny. I think I'm extremely witty.
Got it.
Ta-da.
Same.
Rosa's learning about what my triggers are, but and the impact of them. So if you don't want me to go off, don't do blah 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 blah. And if you continue to do blah 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 blah, well then I assure you, there's going to be some wrinkles, some bumps, that's another pinch that you just don't have to give me.
But when I say something to you and I can see the expression or I can tell by the body language whether you
receptive or not.
Yeah, found that kind of insulting or not. But those are things that I do not intentionally to hurt your feelings or whatever. But I mean, there's people who will do stuff to intentionally hurt your feelings if they know that you have a soft spot because you and your grandmother was close, and you know what I'm saying. They may mention that, that's why your grandmama gone and she ain't like you in the first place. So whatever.
Ouch.
Like that type of
dramatic, but yes, I get it. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
Be
I mean,
mindful.
you don't want to, dag, because like we were saying earlier, your words is going to linger for a long time.
Yeah, and people, people don't forget. Even though we try to forgive you, okay, if that's possible, it's gonna need a little time. Like, I even asked her, I said, "Are you trying to hurt me? Yeah. Are you trying to hurt me?" Or I tell her, I'll say what I think is some pretty deep stuff, and I say, "I'm just inviting you to grow in a different way." And she like, I don't know what kind of happy horse shit, what book you just read, but that it ain't flying today. She said, I'm gonna grow in another way without you.
I'm gonna grow all right. That's gonna be for sure.
Did you say go or grow? So as you can see, we're in a playful mood today. Right. But and we keep it light, and we'll wrap this up. But it's just there's a lot of stuff out there that just to be aware of, to be mindful, to be respectful, and yes, do invite your partner to really understand the importance of the communication, not just hers but yours too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't think we put enough attention on this today. When you say sometimes we have a partner who they feel like communicating, so they get to talk for 20 minutes and then they shut up and leave.
Right.
Because they feel like there's going to be a communication. I communicated in a subject.
Right.
I said it, you heard it, go forth and be prosperous. Right. Oh, no. You got to give the other person equal time on the mic, as I say, too.
Yes.
So be
and
kind.
sometimes right in the moment, it may be the best time, because
absolutely.
If Sharyn brings up something that happened last week, I'll be like, well, when did that happen? Like, I don't even remember. Because to me, it might not have been a big deal, but for her, it may have been. So,
I've been thinking.
Put me aside or just say, later on, I got something to talk to you about. That way, at that moment, they're going to talk to you about something that just kind of happened because you could remember that. Right.
Good point. Because and really good change, positive change happens in the moment. It's when you getting ready to say it and you're like, I remember last time. No, this is not the right thing to say. She as I said before, can I live the rest of my life without hearing it?
Yeah.
And if the answer is yes, don't say it to me. Absolutely. Let this stuff go through your senses before it comes out of your mouth. How does that sound? Or maybe, the difference we feel about family. Rosa's extremely close to her family, and she just loves it and loves her family tree and always discovering a new cousin and all that. Me, not so much. Okay, you probably could read it by the way I said it.
I'll be looking up Sharyn's family for her.
I don't know why. Look, I don't know why. Look, you got me. You got the best part of my family.
I just love the research part of it. I think I just need new stuff because mine starts getting complicated. I'm like, let me move on to somebody else.
Yeah, but the reason I even say that is but I have to be respectful that the way I feel about those things is different from Rosa, and not that I'm not mean Betty Jean. Don't invite me to the to the family reunion. I'm not that person. But what I am saying that I have to be mindful of the fact that your need to communicate with 19 cousins exceeds mine. It just does. And then she said, my cousin, but which cousin you got? Look, your mother had 13 siblings and your father had 15. You got a lot of cousins, sis, and I don't need to meet all of them in my lifetime. Right. Give me the best 4. Right. Okay, and we can go with that, and not that Give me your best four. That's what we go with, So I'm just saying the point is that we feel differently about that. I'm not anti-family. I have a family and I love my family. But because maybe not just because I've lived longer, I've had different dramatic scenarios, and I've seen other people go through those scenarios when people make excuses for people's behavior just because they share some of your DNA. Oh, if Uncle Johnny comes over and pisses in the fish tank, let's not invite him to Thanksgiving, because we know what he gonna do.
You know his act,
right? So with that, I hope some of these things, pull it from the back to the forward part of your mind. Think about it. Look at how you're communicating. Think about, if you will, examine some things you can do to make your communication better with your partner and with other people as well. But it's all about us and our life and the people that we love. Keep loving those women and live and love them right. All right. So as always, we're wishing you a we're wishing you the best.
Of all good things.
Absolutely.
Stay safe and stay woke.
And send food. Send food.
Do not send her any food.
Cupcakes. Chocolate cupcakes. See you later.
Love you all. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.